Hi, welcome back to my channel, or if you're new here, hey, how you doing? My name is Ash. I am a makeup artist, a book lover, and today's video is going to be a video that kinda sorta deals with project panning slash trying to use up all my makeup. So I want to try and keep this video kind of short. There's not that much to it except for me explaining like my project pan plans and then the products that I'm gonna try to use up over the course of the next several months slash throughout the rest of the year. So if you don't know, I'm a Virgo, and apparently Virgos are very planner-y and like organization, which true. I love that. And I bought another notebook and I was so excited for it. This is going to be what I use to track my social media goals and the products that I used up. So on the first page, you're probably not going to see it very well because of all my lighting, but this is just my social media goals. On January 1st, I wrote down what my following was on all my socials, and then I wrote my end of the year goal, what I want to be at. So let's say for TikTok, on the 1st, I was at 9,861. Still have not hit 10K, but that is my fault for not really posting as much. My goal is to hit 10K and then hit 20K by the end of the year. And then I have a section, milestone dates, so if I hit my goal before the end of the year, I'll write down when that happens. But the rest of the pages are broken down by foundation, concealer, palettes, bronzer contour, blushes, highlighters, primers and setting sprays, lip products, and eyeliners. I started doing this on April 1st, so I did try to start this at the beginning of the year and then like just life stuff happens. So I just decided to kind of scrap the first 3 months of the year and starting now in the 4th, going through with this. So every day that I do my makeup, I'm going to make a note of the products that I use. So like yesterday, the 1st, I'm not writing dates down, I'm just writing the products. I used the Smashbox Halo Glow Tinted Moisturizer, and I just put a tally mark there. And today I used the Purlisse Ageless Glow Serum BB Cream. I did a mark there. But then, you know, flip on over to concealer and powder, I used the Fenty concealer 2 times in a row. So 2 tally marks, and so on and so forth. So that is my plan. This is a smaller notebook, so hopefully I can just keep it on my desk. And I got new markers and pens, and I love that. So that's the notebook. So I did decide to pull out some products of stuff that I want to use up by, you know, the end of the year. So I'm going to start in order of how I do my makeup and talk about the products that I pulled aside to then use up in a rotation. So if you see me using the same products over and over, you kind of get the idea of what I'm doing. First one is from Smashbox. This is the Photo Finish Primerizer Hydrating Primer. I will probably have this finished by the end of April because there's really not that much in here left. I probably am about here. It's kind of hard to tell with this. The previous packaging was a glass bottle, so you could obviously see what your level was, but for this one you can't. But I know it's getting harder and harder to get product out, so I'm pretty sure very little bit left of that. And then I have 2 from e.l.f. These are basically the same. This is the Power Grip Primer, and this is the one with the 4% niacinamide. Obviously you can tell the levels in here. I've used this one only once, and this one I have about halfway done, so I'm hoping to finish this up by the end of the month and then hopefully finish this up in May. And then the last primer I pulled out was from Ciate London. This is the Vitamin Boost Plumping Primer. I've used this only a few times. I got this in like Ipsy or BoxyCharm, one of the two, and I figured why not just try to use it up. I do have other primers, but they're like newer to me, so I'm trying to grab like older stuff to use up. So that is 4 primers to try to use up. I'll probably do an update, you know, beginning of May on, you know, what I used up and whatnot. I don't know what I'm trying to say. This is my first time doing a video like this, so I apologize. Let's move on to foundation slash BB creams. I have 5 that I have pulled out to try to use up. So the first up is the Smashbox Halo Healthy Glow All-in-One Tinted Moisturizer. I have this in the shade Fair. I love this stuff. I use this pretty constantly, and this is technically, I think, my 2nd tube that I've gone through. Smashbox has gifted these to me, and I think I have one more backup of this, I think, and if I do have that, I will save that for later. But I am probably about halfway done with this one. Then there is the Purelisse Ageless Glow Serum BB Cream. This is actually really great. I have it in the shade Fair. It's actually what I'm wearing right now. I love that it has an SPF of 40 in here, and this one from Smashbox has an SPF of 25. I am pale, so I need the SPF. I really like this. I probably used about a quarter of it since I got it. I did get this through Skeeper, so this was gifted to me. Probably about that much I've used, and then I have all the rest. This next one is from Bare Minerals. This is the Complexion Rescue Tinted Hydrating Gel Cream. I have this in Birch 1.5. I will be honest, I like this. I like how it looks on my face, but it's slightly too dark for me, so this is mainly going to be like one that I mix in with, you know, sometimes this can pull a little too light, so sometimes I'll mix these together, or I'll mix it with the other two foundations that I have. But I do like this, and I've probably used barely any of this. I've only used it like 3 or 4 times. And then for an actual foundation, I have the KVD Beauty Good Apple Serum Foundation. I have this in Light 002. I have like a love-hate relationship with this. Like, it works for me some days and some days it doesn't, but it's one of the products that I've been trying to use up, so hopefully I can make a big dent in this month, but we shall see if it plays well with my skin. But again, I've only used this a handful of times, so it's probably maybe here, maybe. And the last foundation I have is from About Face. This is the Performer. I've done videos on this on TikTok and on YouTube. I really enjoy this foundation. I am so happy that I have it. I foresee me using this up completely in April and buying a backup already, even though I shouldn't be buying makeup, but I really do like this. I've used it several times by now. There's still a lot of product in here because I haven't had to use too much of it, which is a good thing. So it's gonna last a little bit of time, but I love this. So I am actually pulling out all of my concealers for this because I use concealer pretty much every day, and I'm going to go through it pretty quickly. So the 3 that I have that are already open are the Smashbox Halo Healthy Glow Pen, the Fenty Beauty Pro Filter Concealer, and then one that I've had open for a while. This is the Beauty Bakery Insta Bake 3-in-1 Concealer. I am actually going to be tossing this one. My reasoning for this is Beauty Bakery just shut down very recently, just out of the blue, and if I'm being honest, I never liked how this looked on my skin. I've tried to make it work, and I have made it work, but it's just not my favorite, and it's pretty old, so I'm going to say goodbye to this one and focus on these 2 currently. And then I have 5 concealers, 4 of which I have tried before in the past and 1 of which I have not. So I'm going to, I actually have 2 more concealers, but I'm not going to grab those. Out of these ones, I'm going to work with the 2 that are open and then the 5 others. So I have the Milk Makeup one. This is the only one that I haven't tried, and I'm actually going to pull that out now and use that in rotation with these. And then these ones were all backup. So I have the Anastasia Magic Touch Concealer, the Kosas Revealer Concealer, Wet n Wild Incognito, and NYX Cosmetics Bear With Me. This NYX one is wonderful, absolutely wonderful. The Incognito one is actually pretty good, cheaper option at the drugstore. I love Kosas, one of my absolutely favorite concealers. This is like my 2nd or 3rd one that I bought, and the Magic Touch from Anastasia is just so good. So I'm happy to add these to my rotation. 7 concealers to use up. Specifically for this project pan, I am not focusing on powders. I'm using the same powder over and over, and I'm just trying to use it up that way instead of having several open all at once. For contour and bronzer, I have 2 contour sticks and 3 bronzers. You see me use the NYX one over and over again. I am solely just using the contour side, and that is how much I have left. I will probably finish this by the end of the month. I am not using the highlighter side because this pulls way too dark on me, and I'm not about that life. And the same goes for this one. This is the Oma Beauty Double Take Sculpt and Strobe Duo Stick in the White Pearl shade. This comes with a highlighter on one end, but this is way too dark for me. But this is the contour stick, and I have just that much left, so I will probably alternate, you know, days, maybe do one day with the NYX, one day with the Oma, and go from there. And for powder bronzers, I have the Jaclyn Hill one. I technically have 2 of these in 2 different shades. This is one that I've been working with. This is Birthday Suit. I have not hit pan on this yet, but I am getting pretty close. I've made a dent in it a little bit. I hate the smell of this, but I'm powering through using this up, even though Jaclyn Cosmetics isn't a thing now. I do like the product, so I'm just trying to use them up. And this one is only a couple months old. This is the Nabla Skin Bronzing Sun-Kissed Effect Bronzing Powder in the shade Ambra. I made a pretty big dent in here. You can no longer see the Nabla that was imprinted in here. I really like this. It's really great. I will hopefully, you know, we'll see by the end of the month where this is at, but I really like that. And the last bronzer I pulled is from Flower Beauty. This is the Heat Wave bronzer. It's a baked one. This is actually really pretty. I like it more in like the summertime, which, you know, we're getting into spring and then eventually it's gonna be summer. Moving right along to blush, I have a blush palette and then 2 blush singles. Let's start with the singles. This is ColourPop Rustica, and this is one that I've been working on for quite a while. So I have Major Pan, just a little bit of the powder left. This is a beautiful blush. I'm wearing it today. Almost every time I do my makeup, I try to use this in some way. I really do like it, and I've just been trying to use it up. It's been my like long-term pan goal for like the longest time. And I have another one from ColourPop. This is Swirled. This is a beautiful soft pink blush. I pulled this out because I forgot I had it, and it's just gorgeous. So these are the two from ColourPop. Totally different vibes, but I'm into it. And then the blush palette is the Likely Makeup Clown Blush palette. I absolutely love this palette. I will probably hit pan on the yellow one soon. I've been using this so much. It's one of my most used palettes, and I still haven't hit like pan on it. I'm hoping to change that, but I will be very sad when I use this up. I pulled out 4 highlighters. I'm going to start with the oldest ones I have and then work my way up. I would say this one is like really old, but it's absolutely beautiful. It's just you need the right time and place to wear this. This is Anastasia Snowflake Loose Highlighter. This is one of my favorite highlighters. It is so blinding and just absolutely beautiful. It's messy. You get glitter particles everywhere, but it's absolutely stunning. I have quite a bit left in here. I went through a long period of time where this was the only highlighter that I wore, so I'm surprised that there's still a lot in here. This other one is Broken. This is Becca Pearl. This is an absolutely beautiful white highlighter, but again, it is broken. Lovely. I miss Becca. This is more of like a subtle but still blinding highlighter. It's a white highlight, obviously. It's not as intense as the Snowflake one. I love this one so much, and when Becca announced that they were shutting down, I bought this like on major clearance. So it's pretty old, but it's still good. And I pulled out this one from Anastasia. This is the Iced Out highlighter. I did gouge like my nail in it, but this one is like a gold color, so I figure, you know, give myself some options. I would probably have to mix it in with another highlighter because it can sometimes pull too dark on me, but I'm hoping to make a pretty big dent on that by I'll say by the end of the year, because it's a lot of highlighter to get through. And then the last one is the Glamlite and Michaela one. This one is really pretty. It's not my favorite. It does pull a little darker on me. It's a little more gold, but it's still beautiful, and it's one that I want to really hit pan on. I think this one's gonna be my main focus, and then Snowflake will be my second main focus. But like everything I'm mentioning is obviously what I'm trying to use up. Like I said, I'm not pulling powders, I'm not pulling eyeliners, I'm not pulling lip products. I'll be honest, I don't wear lipstick all the time. I have a ton of lipstick, so my goal by the end of the year is to just get rid of everything that I'm not using. Because honestly, I'm wearing mainly like lip oils and the same like liquid lipsticks over and over, and lip liners, and I haven't ventured out to really anything else. And then I'm also not including my sprays because I'm using them up as I go. Like I'm currently working on Final Treat from Tiz Beauty. I'm almost done with this one, and then I'll just grab the next one, so there's no need for me to force myself to use up sprays because I'm using them, you know, every time I do my makeup. And then the big thing is eyeshadows. I know I have a couple palettes where I hit pan on a few shadows, but I'm not going to pull those out. I'm going to pull one out, and this is going to be like a companion palette that I'm using. This is the Melt and Bailey Sarian Fatally Yours palette. I got this back in November, or was it December? I don't remember. Whenever it launched, that's when I got it. I absolutely love this. I really haven't used this much since last year, and this is a great all matte palette. I can pull this out and use that if I, you know, want to play with shimmers. Like if I want to play with just my stone palette, I can use the mattes in here, and then this one is all shimmer. So that's an option. This is the one palette I'm pulling out. I'm also doing a series over on my TikTok where I pick a random palette and do a makeup look and decide then if I'm going to keep the palette or get rid of it and go from there. So my goal is to try out all my palettes this year and then work through using up all my makeup. So I have a lot of work cut out for me this year. I'm really trying to focus on spending less and using more and just enjoying the makeup that I have instead of getting lost in the consumerism of everything. Fingers crossed that I can keep that up. If you like this video, make sure you give it a thumbs up and let me know. Have you noticed if you're on like your computer, not your phone, and you're watching a YouTube video, like does the like button flash like a color when whoever is speaking in the video you're watching, if they say like the like button or like this video or subscribe, like do the buttons flash? I've noticed that it's always like out of the corner of my eye that I see it because I'm not like totally paying attention, but it's like I'll hear like they just said something about liking the video and then like the like button flashes, but maybe I'm crazy. Anyways, what was I saying? Hopefully I can stick to this project pan. If you have any suggestions or tips on panning and everything, I'd like to be part of the panning community. Let me know in the comments below. But other than that, I don't think I have anything else to add. Thank you so much for watching. If you want, you can keep up with me on my other socials. I'm artistryxashh everywhere, and if you like book content, I am devouring bookishly on TikTok and Instagram. I'm trying to put out more videos over here, so if you haven't already, please make sure you subscribe and give this video a like if you haven't yet. And I will catch you all in my next video, whenever that will be. Fingers crossed in a couple days. Once again, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you all in my next video. Bye.
Turn this life into something that you can never own.